Hello and welcome back. So, what I plan on doing tonight, and I'm still undecided, I don't know what I want to do. I know what I want to do, I just don't know what book I want to use. So, I want to set up, I used to keep a finance book, like a budget book, and then I stopped using it. So, I need to get back into doing that. So, I don't know what I want to use. I know what I want to be in the book, but again, I just don't know how I want to go about setting it up. So I already know for sure that in the book, I want to have so on a monthly, not like calendar wise, but I want to have my pay dates. I want to have I'll just call it usual bills, and then variables, household, pet, and spending. So in my head, I have like 8 different ideas of how I can go about this. So I'm thinking with the A6, what I could do, and I kind of just want to use one sheet of paper, per month. So, I mean, I could use more than that if I have to, but the thing with the A6 is that I feel like I'm going to need like 4 pages, which again, I can always go and buy another one of these notebooks as long as I can find them, because I had trouble finding them at first. But because I just feel like if I put April, and then I put the pay dates like over here, and then the usual bills, then I can do variables on the next page. Then I can do like household, pet, and then just random. So, I mean, I could do it in this book and then just kind of have it separated by, on different pages. But then another thing that I was thinking of was to do it in here. And if I do it in here, I feel like I can get more on one page. So if I was to do like April 2024, pay dates over here, I get paid every 2 weeks, so it's just 2 dates. And then, well, this month I have 3. But then I can do like the usual bills, the variables, household, pet, and then if I was to go onto the back page, I do have a lot of space. So I'm thinking I'm going to set it up in here. But this is easier to carry around. But then again, I would only do finances at home. So these are the kinds of things that I've told you guys before. I have ADD, so my brain goes a million miles every which way. And I lose focus, so I'm sorry. I digress quite frequently. But I would only really do like the budget planning at home. And if I ever need to add extra pages, I have like the list pad of the sticky notes. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So what I'll do is I'll find like budget stickers to like decorate this or whatever inside. So this is kind of what my idea is. The way that I used to have it is I would list out the bill. I would put the amount that is due and the date that it is due. Now, that's why I'm thinking if I separate this into like 5 different sections, the usuals could be here, but then I just don't feel like dragging it across the whole entire page. So that's what is making me think like, how do I want to set this up? Because I don't want to smack that. I kind of feel like I can use this as like a commonplace book that does not go into a cover. It is a 6x8, 60 sheets. So maybe this one I will not use for that. This is the one that I had in mind from the get-go. So you know what? Let's just do this one. And what I'm going to do is this is, you guys have heard me talk about this before, Betke premium labels. I printed out a label for a package, and then I never put 2 on 1. I always just have 1. So now I have all this extra. So I'm just laying this down, and then I'm just going to cut and I'm eyeballing this. I am not measuring it. I have my, for me, I don't care if stuff is perfectly neat. If you guys haven't gotten that understanding about me yet, I really truly don't care if stuff is neat. This edge is straight because this is the end of the paper. So what I'm just going to do, peel this whole thing off and then put it down onto the notebook. And the only reason why I'm putting this on here, and again, it's not perfect and I don't really care. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of go around the edges like this, cut off any excess. I've been wanting to set up a budget book like this for a while. It's been a while since I've had one. Now, the reason why I do this is just so that I have something fun and I can decorate the front cover. So what my thought process here, using the smaller one, like I said, I can do multiple different pages. That does not bother me because it is what it is, you know what I mean? But I will decorate with you guys on camera. That won't take me long. So if I was to do like this, and even if I wanted to use like cute stickers, I have monthly stickers in here, a bunch of different colors, but I just have to find one that I have April because I used to use these when I would do my bi-monthly books. So this one is really pretty. This is purple. So we can just pull out. And if this book does not make it, I'm not going to set it up in advance because if I need more pages, I can always go back and do that. All right, so now we've got April. And I don't have year stickers, so I'm just going to have to write this in by hand. Yes, child.
Almost done.
Yes, I'm almost done. So I'm just going to write this in with my pen. So what my thought is, I got paid. Well, my child's over here taking my iPad, moving my light out of my way. Get lost. Okay, so I don't make it fancy for my pay dates. So there we go. And then I could even highlight those there. And then this is kind of just, I would usually do this in a big spiral notebook, like a one subject notebook. And then, so now I've got my monthly covered, my pay dates. Now, usual, I'm just going to write, I really don't want to go in heavy with the ruler here. So you know what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to write some of the usuals. I don't want to put all of my personal information out here. So like rent is a usual. T-Mobile, that's my cell phone. Xfinity. Health insurance. I do not pay for that through my job. I pay for that separately on my own. So that anything that's on here, like my FlexSpend, dental, 401k, all of that comes directly from my paycheck. So that's not something that I manage separately. So these are just what I have to actually physically take care of. So my rent, my cell phone, my internet, my health insurance. What else? Electric bill. My gas bill, car insurance, car payment, and I'll fill in the amounts. That's something that I would keep covered later on. But then what I would just do is like over towards here, like the amount that is due and the due date. So this would come kind of like here. And I used to separate these with a ruler, but I don't, this paper is very thin, so I kind of don't want to go in with that. But that's kind of how I used to have it set up in the big notebook, and everything was just huge. But that would be like the usuals. Now, over here would be variables. And there are probably some more that I am forgetting. Or down here, I can put like gas for the car, what to budget for the month. So that is like a usual thing, but it does vary. But when I'm talking about variables, oh, and then I don't want to put my credit card company names. So I have MasterCard number 1 and MasterCard number 2. I know what they are. So those, I only have 2 credit cards and I open them for emergencies. So then over here, what these would be: Klarna, Afterpay, Zip, or Pay in 4. So I am huge on protecting because I basically just deal with my debit card, and my bank account was hacked a couple of months ago. So if I'm on a website, I draft up a digital card, or I pay with PayPal, Pay in 4, Afterpay, Klarna, Zip, all of those things. And then I'll go back in and I will pay those after and affirm. So what I would have to figure out for the month is to write those in and put down like Afterpay, Klarna, but they're all due on different dates. So instead of sitting here and writing all of those out, I can just easily get that information from the app. So I would just kind of do like, for the month, what is due. So that is easy. I can just write Klarna, Affirm, Zip, Afterpay, and PayPal in 4. So all of those, I would just write in what is due for the month. And again, I would just check those throughout the app. Now, household spending would be for me. So I'll just write it down for this month. Now, this would not include like gas for the car, maintenance for the car, like car wash, any of that. So household for me would be food, groceries. And then I write that different. I don't write it as a due date. I just write like what my monthly budget is for food, toiletries, paper goods, extras, like if we want to buy a new pillow, a new blanket, everything has to be in my budget. So normally I've just been doing this in my head, but it's helpful for me to have it out on paper. So this book is pretty much probably something I would never show you guys again, because it will have amounts and due dates in here, and what my budget is, which is personal. So, but I just want to show you guys like how I would set something like this up. Now down here, I can do a smaller section, and like even if I needed to cut divide this in half if I didn't account for everything there. So pets, I pretty much need like treats, litter, food. So, I mean, that's pretty much all that I would need for him. Litter, food, treats. He's probably going to come running because he heard his favorite word. So he knows 2 words, like what they mean. So when I was younger, my mom, we always had cats. So one thing that she always taught them was the word EAT. I don't want to say it because he's going to come running. But so when he first came home, he is a rescue cat. He's a former stray. So when he came, every time I was putting down the food, I would say that word, and that's how I taught him. So now every day when it's time, that's how I call him, and he comes. He knows treats because I say that word every time he's about to have a treat. So he does know the difference between those 2 words, and obviously he's a cat. They're not very trainable like dogs, but he does know those 2 words. So that's how I would set that up. And then, you know, if there was other variables, great, fine. So then this could be here. So then, like, what I would use this for, the random and extra spending, if we wanted to eat out, you know, I could put how much we spent. If we wanted to, if my son wanted a gift card for his digital games, if I wanted to buy a planner, you know, I would put down what is coming in, all of what is going out, and then I would put this down, and I would put it down even if I know I can't get it, to move it into the next month. So that's just kind of how I set up my book like this. And then of course you can always make it pretty. You can put stickers on it. You can put whatever you want on it. You don't have to put anything on it if you don't want to. But what I would like to do is to decorate the cover. But I mean, everybody has different ways that they budget, different ways that they do things. This is my way. It makes sense to me in my head, and this is the way I've always done it. Again, I used to do it quite frequently, and then I just stopped. And I don't even know why I stopped. I just stopped. But it does help me stay focused, because sometimes I have a tendency to buy more than I should. And then I'm like, oh no, now what? Well, now I have to wait another month to, you know, pay something else off or to get something else that I wanted. So it helps me stay responsible. It helps me make sure that I am not getting myself into trouble with spending. So I'm just looking for like maybe a quote. I don't want anything like believe in yourself. I have to pay bills, so it's nothing to do with believing in myself. Like, trust me, I don't want to pay bills, but I have to. Radiate self-love. That's really not. I decide my vibe. You deserve a break. Yes, I agree. So you deserve a break. We can put that to cover that up. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. Okay. I can dig this one. I believe I can pay these bills. There we go. And be gentle with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself, because I overspend all the time. And then I'm like, ugh, now it's another bill to pay off. But okay, so there is a quick little front cover. And what I was doing is I'm drawing off of the colors in here. So, I mean, that's not the same color, but this has like this little teal in here, and then we've got the green. So that's kind of the way that my mind works, because being a former paper crafter with a small business, I am just drawn to certain colors and the way that they mesh together. So, I mean, I have like budgeting stickers. I have, that's a travel book. So this one here is like a budgeting book. So like rainy day fund, save up. This is me and my big ideas. Stickers, budget. I'm forever banging this thing. I am so sorry. But then, I mean, that is a good thing. Like, if I had something that I wanted to save up for the month, I could even put that over here and then put like a rainy day fund sticker, you know, and or savings goals, save up. You know, if I had something that I was working towards, like let's say there was a $200 planner that I wanted. Since we're planner girls, I'll talk about that. And I knew I needed to save up. So I could take a random page like in the back somewhere, and I could put that like out of the way, or attach a sticky note for the month and just say, okay, so savings goal, and then do increments of $5. Set aside that money and then just kind of make myself a chart. I like finance stuff. Finance stuff does not scare me. I am drawn to it. Plus, I am a single mom, so I have to budget for our house. Who's going to do it? My child? No. So, I mean, every month I could put down like a sticker, car payment due, TV, which is my internet due, house payment, I rent, but I could put like a house payment, phone bill due, electricity due, you know, all of that type of stuff. So actually what I can do, I just saw payday stickers. Where did they go? Oh, right here. Credit card bill due. I mean, they're all due, right? That's the point of a budget book. So like over here, if I wanted to separate this, I could do something like this because those are my paydays. To kind of separate those off in the corner like that. But I mean, these are ones that I would use like within the book itself. It's not really like something I would decorate the inside of the front cover with. If I knew that I wanted to take a trip, like this is a travel one, so if there was stickers in here, like big stickers, I kind of want to look for something big to just kind of fill up the page, but these are not the books for that, clearly. Let's see, where is, actually, I think this book has some big ones, The Encourager. I know some of these books do. They have like really big stickers. See, right here, Girls Can. Okay, let's just put this one. Because I am I don't want to call myself a girl. I'm 40 years old, but I'm a girl, I guess. So, just anything else that's kind of like motivational. Girls support girls. You're doing right here. You're doing an amazing job. There we go. So this book is kind of like about girls supporting girls. So, I mean, there's not really too many stickers in here that I can use, but we can definitely always use like an iced coffee type sticker. We can, and this is just to take up this space. It's not really to signify anything. It's just to take up space, literally. Actually, instead of the hearts, what I can do is I'll put like one of these. Okay. So now we have decorated, we've laid a foundation, and I know that this will work because I've done budget books before, but it's been a long time. But I think that this one really will work. I think that this one will be good. I will get my amounts due and the due dates. I will get what is due for all of this for the month, what the budget is, you know, for the pet. And then I can even, if I wanted to expand this, because if I wanted to use like this book, of course I already covered it, but now I don't know how many pages it has. But I mean, if I needed to, I can buy one of these books per month for budgeting. I will never use this many, but I could even put this here as like the grocery list to make sure I stay within budget. I can put the pet list. I can put like the extras list. I can do all of that, and that's why I don't want to set it up in advance, so I can test it out first and foremost for this month and how it worked out for me, how I was able to make it work, and any blank spaces, that's when we go in later and we add stickers, you know? So I hope that this was helpful and it possibly helped you in some way, gave you motivation to start a budget book. If you were thinking about one, well, there's your reason to do it. And plus, I like to see what is going out versus what is coming in. So it helps me identify spending trends and where I know that I need to cut expenses. But pretty soon, by the end of this year, this will be off of here, which is why I'm doing, that is like my biggest motivation this year, is to get this car paid off. So there is kind of something that I want to put in here, but I think I'm going to put it on a sticky note and just move it month to month, because I want to keep checking off the progress as I make my car payments and see the balance going down, because this is the year it gets paid off. So I need to make that happen. I need to stay on track. I mean, obviously I have my payments every month that I make, but that's like my biggest motivation right now, because that puts extra money into my pocket, and then I can get rid of the full coverage on my car insurance. So I am really excited. I am so happy that this is the end of that, and that will greatly help me. So I hope, again, that something in here was helpful for you and motivational to make you want to set one up, to make you want to do something. Again, you don't have to take my ideas, go with what your own needs are, but, you know, in a cheap notebook, get yourself a cheap little $1.12 notebook and make it happen in there. It does not have to be something big and fancy. Make it happen in the cheapest of things. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.